Here's the shocking truth that will blow your mind. The Israel-Palestine conflict isn't some ancient, religious war that's been raging for thousands of years. It's barely 100 years old. And it all started with a simple real estate dispute that spiraled completely out of control. Picture this. 1900. Muslims, Christians, and Jews living peacefully together under Ottoman rule. Then two powerful movements collided like freight trains heading straight for each other. What happened next would reshape the entire Middle East forever. On one side, Palestinians are waking up. They're not just Arabs anymore. They're developing their own national identity. Meanwhile, across Europe, Jews fleeing centuries of persecution are embracing Zionism. The radical idea? Judaism isn't just a religion, it's a nationality that deserves its own homeland. Both groups have their eyes on the exact same piece of land. What could possibly go wrong? When World War I ends, the Ottoman Empire crumbles like a house of cards. Britain swoops in, takes control, and opens the immigration floodgates. Tens of thousands of European Jews start pouring in. The tension you could cut with a knife. Then comes the game changer. The Holocaust. 6 million Jews murdered. The world is horrified. Suddenly, a Jewish homeland isn't just a dream. It's a matter of survival. 1947. The United Nations makes the most controversial decision in modern history. They take out a map and draw lines, splitting Palestine in two. Israel for the Jews, Palestine for the Arabs. Jerusalem, a special international zone because, let's be honest, everyone wants it. The Jews say yes immediately. The Arabs, they're absolutely furious. This feels like European colonialism all over again. Stealing their land with the stroke of a pen. War erupts the moment Israel declares independence. But here's the plot twist nobody saw coming. Israel doesn't just survive, they dominate. They push way beyond their assigned borders. Grab most of Jerusalem, and here's the kicker. They force hundreds of thousands of Palestinians from their homes. Those refugees? Their descendants now number 7 million people, still waiting to go home. 1967. 6 days that changed everything. Another war breaks out. And when the smoke clears, Israel has seized the West Bank, Gaza, and all of Jerusalem. They're not just neighbors anymore, they're occupiers. But then something even more controversial begins. Israeli settlers start moving into Palestinian territory. Not hundreds, not thousands, hundreds of thousands. They build entire cities on land Palestinians consider theirs. Palestinians watch their homeland disappear piece by piece. Their frustration explodes into the First Intifada, an uprising that shakes the world. The 1990s bring hope. The Oslo Accords promise peace. Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat and Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin shake hands on the White House lawn. The world thinks, finally, peace is possible. Then extremists on both sides go to work. Hamas launches suicide bombings. Israeli extremists call Rabin a traitor. In 1995, the unthinkable happens. A far-right Israeli assassinates his own prime minister for trying to make peace. Peace talks collapse. The Second Intifada erupts, even bloodier than the first. Over 4,000 people die. Israelis become convinced Palestinians will never accept peace. Palestinians lose faith that negotiation will ever work. Israel builds walls and checkpoints everywhere. Gaza becomes an open-air prison under blockade. Unemployment hits 40%. Most Israelis become numb to the occupation. Most Palestinians feel trapped with no future. Today, Israeli settlements house hundreds of thousands of people on Palestinian land that the entire international community calls illegal. Hamas controls Gaza and periodically fires rockets at Israel. Israel responds with overwhelming force that kills mostly Palestinian civilians. The cycle never ends. Violence breeds more violence. Extremists on both sides use terror to derail any hope of peace. Here's the terrifying truth everyone agrees on, but nobody wants to say out loud. This situation cannot last. The occupation is too unstable. The hatred runs too deep. The extremists are too powerful. What comes next? A third intifada? The collapse of Palestinian leadership? Something far worse than anything we've seen. Two peoples, one land, and a century of choices that turn neighbors into enemies. The clock is ticking, and everyone knows it. The only question isn't if this powder keg will explode again. It's when. What other historical mysteries would you like us to uncover? Subscribe and let us know in the comments below.